Autobots, transform!
What's up, everybody? I am Nate's Transformer fan. You're watching George Reviews. I'm bringing you another Transformers Siege War for Cybertron trilogy review. Today it's Autobot Prowl. This is the front of his packaging. You know by now what these packages look like. This is the side of the packaging with his artwork on it. The reverse with the product shot, robot mode, vehicle mode, some accessories you can buy. It's pretty much the same damn ones on every box. They're really trying to sell these two figures. And some more artwork right here. And I'm going to get Prowl out of the box and we're going to check him out. Okay, he opens up from the side. Well, I open it up from the side. Slides out. Only thing inside of this packaging is the instructions, which I will not use. Those to the side. Put the box to the side. Here he is in this little half a clamshell. He's tied down with a few ties. So I removed the ties. Here is Prowl out of the packaging. There's something that I noticed immediately that his tires are translucent. I'll rant on that shortly. I just noticed that. Do I get him to stand up? Well, can't get him to stand up. So here's his gun. And the light bar apparently detaches. And it is not red translucent plastic. There's red paint underneath. And then this is just clear plastic, and I think that's kind of cheap. But anywho, so here's Prowl. Let's see why he's not standing up. Turn him over. See if we got a couple heel spurs. I think maybe this will help. So there's Prowl standing up now, or is he standing up now? Yeah, we got him standing up. So here's Prowl. Anyway, let's get him close to the camera. Take a look. Take a look at that face. He looks very much like the Masterpiece version. In fact, there are a few things that look like a take on the Masterpiece version, like the little torso part here, the forearms look Masterpiece-ish. Turn them around here, some writing on the side. I do not know if this is some type of Japanese writing or some simulated Cybertronian writing. I do not know. The back of Prowl, he's cleaned up pretty well, except for he has some massive hollowing. The back of his legs, but other than that, if you can get this up, nope. But yeah, that's hollowed out a lot. But the forearms are filled in. Again, take a look at the figure once again. He has Autobot Symbol here. Two tiny flicks of paint for some type of lights, turn signals. Maybe some ranking here, some sergeant stripes there. A little bit of paint here, a little bit of paint on the crotch. Autobot Symbol here. I think this was intended for a car mode. The translucent plastic down here. And the black. So there's not a lot going on with this figure as far as paintwork and deco. So let's do his articulation real quick. Back to his head. His head is real stiff. Really. In fact, I can't move it. There it is. I got, see if I can get it back to, okay. Head 360s. I think it's on a ball joint. I cannot see it to be sure. He can look down a little bit and not really up. Coming to his arms. They lift up here. These actually don't exactly. Okay, well, they will go up and down on this little hinge here. But you got to kind of work with it to turn it and then turn it here. But here inside of that socket, you can get his arms up to the side this far. Bring it back down. We got like an upper arm bicep swivel there. We have an elbow bend. This is as far as it's going. He doesn't have a lot of range of motion in his arms. You can see that. Coming to his hand will 360 and that's it. Doesn't bend in to fold up for transformation. Before I go even lower, the doors on his back, which are like wings also. Of course, the doors, I guess, open and close, and you can put them back this far and pull them out to your liking. Back to his waist, he has a waist rotation. Look like they could have added a crunch too if they wanted to. And you can get this guy seated like this. And you can get this guy seated like that. He can sit in a chair probably with no problem. And you get his legs out to the side like this. All these guys are good for the splits. Get this guy up. You can get his leg forward this far. And back that far, which is a lot. Their legs are always good on these figures as far as articulation. And he has actually he doesn't have a cut. Well, I guess here you can rotate here at the upper thigh a little bit, but normally there's like a cut there to just turn. So but he can get a little bit out of there, and I'm showing you the knee joint. Coming down to his, well, he doesn't have like a foot. It's like one gigantic boot from his knee down, and but it will rock at the foot. Yeah, he does have a foot, so it rocks right here. So yeah, you can get him in a wider stance and keep both his feet on the ground. You chose to do that. Moving on to Prog Accessory. Only one true accessory is the gun. Fits in his hand just fine. No problem wielding that. And the light bar, I don't know if it's just packaged off or what, but I don't think you have to take it off. But maybe that's just something they did, made it easier to manufacture the thing or ship it. So that's that. And here he is with his laser pistol fighting Decepticons and not really looking up at all. So on to his transformation. Alright, real quick before I transform this guy, I noticed that he doesn't have the weathering or simulated battle damage that a lot of the guys have. Some guys only have a little bit, but they chose to put none at all on this guy, or they chose not to put any at all on this guy, which is kind of weird to me because with his white deco, it seemed like it would have really stood out and maybe actually helped out this figure. Not saying it needs help with the look, but it's a lot of plain white. This is a really I wouldn't say boring, but just a really plain figure. So but there is none of that dry brush or wash battle damage type stuff on him. Anyway, try to get this guy transformed. It looks very G1-esque, like I said, like with the chest is the hood and the feet is the back of the car. So we're gonna see if we can do this G1 style and pop this up. Looks like this folds away here. Close this little piece right there. Assuming the head, let's see, turn it around. Tuck that away. Take the arms if I can. Fold the arms in here. The arms away in there. And rotate the waist like the vintage figure, like they had to do on the cartoon. Collapse these legs, sort of like the Combiner Wars figures, or a lot of figures in line. Tab them together, and it looks like the doors just okay. Maybe okay. Got to tuck this away a little bit more, and the doors peg in right there. I get it lined up right, and man, this got to be the easiest, most simplistic transformer from this entire line. And here he is, and he's not rolling. I don't know if it's my surface or if I don't got something right. Or if I push down on it, all the tires will roll. I don't know if it's the translucent tire. Now this is weird, and I know some people would say, well, he's Cybertronian. I'm going to say they just said skip it and took the same plastic and threw it over here. Even though he does have black plastic in the forearms, where I don't know, maybe they tried to break up this line work here. I do not know. And I love translucent type bits and stuff on toys, but I don't know how. I don't know right here. I just don't know. I don't want to bash it, but I don't know. Being honest with you, kind of like it, kind of don't. And I'm really not getting them to roll good. Maybe I don't have these in here correctly. Try to hide his head away. I think that's how it goes. You know I don't do instructions, but here is Prowl. And like I said, he's very plain. This is the one guy I could have used the simulated battle damage or wash on it. Then he kind of looks like an Earth concept car more than Cybertronian to me. And I guess they tried to put the techie bits like they did on Sideswipe to make it look more Cybertronian, but I'm really not buying it. And they just happen to have like a police force type thing over there too with the lights on top of the car. Just happen to evolve on both planets the same way. But I'm not judging. Yeah, these tires are a little stiff. Maybe with some playwear I can they'll be looser, but they're just not rolling. It's just okay, now it's just that one. Like maybe if I keep fiddling with it. But anyway, this is Prowl in his vehicle mode. Get a little bit closer and let's see. And he doesn't have all those little ports like a lot of the guys. he just has the one where the light bar goes, and you can port his gun in there. Same little tab. Have it aim it to the back or wherever you want. Or you can put the light bar back in and it will fit into the light bar like that. I thought maybe it could have fit some type of way into these little slits, but I guess that's for something else, because I can't get it in there. Anyway, this is all there is to this guy. Not a lot of bells and whistles on this figure, but he's interesting. Kind of starting to like the little clear tires as I roll it a little bit better. I'm sorry, I didn't have it in camera. Liking the clear tires a little bit better now. A little bit. This one's still not rolling. So anyway, moving along, get them next to Sideswipe. And you can see where a Sideswipe does have the weathering effect down here and what turns into his waist. But this guy has none. That's how he looks next to Sideswipe. Again, man, I'm having trouble keeping it in the frame. I'm looking at the toys. I'm trying to play and not look at the toy. And here he is next to How. And all these figures are deluxe class. And one more I'm going to put him next to Optimus Prime in this mode. And Optimus is what is it, Voyager. I never remember the classes, so forgive me. And this is how they look side by side. In the vehicle mode, these guys out of here, and I'm going to bring in his G1 incarnation and see how they look side by side. Actually, he's not a lot bigger, is he? Well, okay, on Cybertron he was like this, then they came to Earth and he turned into this. Close to it. Pretty close to it. I like what they did. They had like little sloping lights in here. Like right here, and they got the same sloping effect in there. Kind of get the same look. Both of these guys a little bit, sort of, kind of, with the little stripe in the lights. And a little striping just back here, no lights type thing. So, there is Prowl in his vehicle mode. So yeah, not a lot going on with this figure. He's not bad, it's just not a lot to him. If it's one you can pass on, it's probably this one, I think. Back in this robot mode, easy peasy. Oddly enough, I think they left room to add launchers, or maybe you combine them with some of the other figures, maybe Cog or Six Shot, to give him launchers, or they might make some launchers later on down the road, but he has slots for the shoulder launchers from the G1. Here he is, and I'm going to bring in some comparisons in this mode and get out of here. Okay, so here he is with G1 Prowl. I'm going to bring a little bit closer because I noticed something and I thought I was correct. On this version, he has 2 stripes, and this is pre-Earth. This is before they came to Earth version. And on the G1 version, he has 3 stripes. So sometime between Cybertron and Earth, I believe he leveled up. I don't think that's an accident or an aesthetic choice. I believe it's like a little Easter egg they put in there. I believe so. I could be reading more into it. But anyway, these are the similarities and the differences in these guys. Of course, this is 1984 here. And this is modern day, pretty much based on a cartoon in the Masterpiece version. But here these guys go. They get him out of here. Bring in his peers from the more modern line. Bring in Sideswipe. See how they scale side by side. There's Sideswipe. And I am going to bring in Optimus Prime. See how they scale. And a slightly different scale height-wise guy, Ironhide. If I'm doing this correctly, I think he's a little bit taller than Sideswipe at the head. And I guess the shoulders, just a hair taller than Sideswipe. Well, so get these guys out of here. Wrap this up with Prowl. Not a lot going on with this guy. I like Prowl. Prowl's one of my favorite characters. He's one of my favorite G1 toys. And one of my favorite Autobots. Prowl is, he needed just something a little bit extra. If you could leave any of these guys on the shelf, if you were trying to choose between somebody, maybe Sideswipe, Ironhide, or even Hound from these guys in the deluxe class, I think he's the one you pass on, unless he's just your favorite character. And when I saw him in a box, actually I grabbed some of the other guys first and then went back and got him like a week later, just because he just didn't pop. Now, maybe it's just the all white. I don't know, but he's always been mostly white with the black. They tried to dress it up with some translucent bits added on, and I'm not sure if that's enough to really push it over the top. And I didn't bother to see. I guess you can combine this in his because all this stuff flips around, and that's a thing right there. And it probably is a thing. It's not just something I'm being silly with. It's probably a thing, and you probably could add something more to that. But anyway, so this is the one you probably could pass on. But for 19 bucks, standard figure price going on these days, Marvel Legends, Deluxe Class Transformers, DC Multiverse, you know, you get it. So if you see him, I suggest you pick him up. He's solid. My joints are tight. There's really nothing to complain about. I just wish there was a little bit more to him. So I am George, 80s Transformer fan. You just watched a review where every toy has a story.
Autobots, transform!